Welcome back everyone to part 8 of Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. Now we've already completed the first two endings. We're going to jump into New Game Plus to complete the final ending. All of your collectibles will still be there, but you will start back at the beginning. So before we get started, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that you're always notified when I come out with a new guide or a new video. I went ahead and skipped the intro cutscene. We've already seen it. We're going to do the first roughly 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, exactly the same as we did the first time. You'll start in the van, grab your data diver.
Good job. Well done.
And then we will exit the van. And just to show you guys, I am going to run over to that very first mailbox. When you exit the van, it's over to the left. I'm going to run over there and show you that all of the collectibles have been collected and accounted for. So you'll see the mailbox is no longer glowing. There's no mail to collect because we've already collected it. So you don't have to worry about any of that going through this game again. All you have to do pretty much is make it to the security booth with the power on. So run through this strange little storage area here. And lucky for you, I am also going to skip the entire beginning welcome show, because really no one wants to go through that torture again. So once you enter the facility, I'm going to fast forward this entire little spiel that Edwin gives before we enter the showroom, and I'm going to cut this welcome show out completely because it's super annoying and I really don't want to have to watch it again. So once you move the octopus off to the side, let's enter the facility into the main hall. You'll see that mail is also collected. So, like I said, everything is saved. All the audio logs you collected, all the presents that you opened, all the mails, they're all saved from your previous run through. You'll come over here, fire up this generator, and the door to the security office will open. Come in here and press the button to speak to dispatch, and immediately turn and upgrade your data diver so that we can get out of this room and go take care of that power puzzle. Once we get the power puzzle completed, then we'll have power to the whole facility and we can come back in here and really jump into the meat of this video. Pretty much, we're just quickly running through the beginning moments of the game right now and getting the bare bones of what we need to really dive into the secret ending. So, go ahead, collect your updated data diver, turn around, and you will see your final present sitting on the little table inside of the security booth. You can only get it in New Game Plus, so don't feel like anything was forgotten. You have to start a game in New Game Plus, and you have to collect all the other collectibles to get that one. Or maybe you don't. I'm not exactly sure about that. But that is needed to access the Moon.exe game on the computer. You probably spotted it because when you first open up your computer, you can see your maps and then your logs. And then you have Moon.exe, and below that you have Parachute. And we know you can't use Parachute until you get the executive permissions. So we totally didn't touch Moon.exe at all. But the reason for that is because the game is unwinnable until you collect all 25 presents. Once you have all 25 presents stored in your inventory, then you are able to actually win Moon.exe. It's impossible before that. So, once you've got the power up and running, head back over to the security booth.
Check. Testing.
When we get inside, we're going to press the little button on the microphone because, as you remember, we can't access the inventory system until we press that button and let dispatch know that we've got the power back on. So turn around and open up your present while dispatch is talking, and you will receive the white tiger plush, which I think is super cool. I wish I had one. I'm going to skip all of this dialogue and get right up to where the inventory boots up. Place the tiger inside and close it up. Once you do that, you earn the Memorabilia trophy because you have collected all 25 presents. Once that's done, I'm just going to come through here and show you every collectible. There should be 25 in total. If you did not get the Memorabilia trophy right here, then you have missed a present somewhere. You can go back to previous videos if you like. I do show the location of every single present in the game, and they're all time-stamped. So, and they're labeled. I have a number like present 10, present 15, but I also have a tag next to it that says what the present actually is. So if you're having any trouble, go look in the description of those videos, find the one that you're missing, and go watch that video and click on it, and then come back here and join us. I went ahead and withdrew the crank because I am going to have to go through this whole game, but I am not going to make you do that. This video is simply going to be playing Moon.exe and a walkthrough for that. So, the first thing that you want to do is wear the rodeo hat. You do want to interact with every collectible throughout the game, even if it doesn't really do anything. You can push the left and right on the D-pad to circle around the room. When you get to the desk, use the toy phone. It's not really going to do anything. And of course, you can, talk to or examine things if you want to, especially in the beginning, if you want more of the story. Let's move over to where the closet and the fan are. You can look at the trophy. Once that's done, we want to open the closet. You can also turn on the fan if you like. It just says it feels nice. If you try to play this before you collect everything, you will not be able to get all the way through. Like if you don't have the hedgehog mask, then the thing in the closet is gonna kick you out and make you start over. Move over to where the bedroom door is and examine the toy box. You'll see there's a Sharpay plushie inside. Of course, you want to take the plushie. Inside there's going to be a key, and of course you're going to want to take that as well. Then go back to where the bed is and open the window. This is just going to unlock the window and open it up. Don't exit out of the window until you put on the hedgehog mask. So you'll have to press the more button, put on the hedgehog mask, and then you'll be able to climb out of the window. Once you climb out of the window, you'll get a new scene. Here, I am going to break the tree branch, which it'll say that I can't, which implies that you need something to break the branch. So keep that in mind for later. Next, you want to examine the nest. There is the Chica thermos inside the nest. You want to take that. Then you want to go off to the side, pushing left or right, and you'll see a fire with the night light. You want to put the soup from the cauldron into the cup and pick up the Star Orphan nightlight. I think we have a whole bunch of pockets because you can pick up a whole lot of stuff. From here, go either left or right. I think it's right. You want to throw the soup at the gator. Of course, this magically defeats the gator and saves the owl. You can pet the owl. When you are in scenes with the owl, if it says to feed it or talk to it or pet it or whatever, you can do that with no consequences. Next, you want to examine the oak tree. Take the ranger knife. You'll see the tree will start smiling once you take it out. Then you want to go back over to the house. Now use the ranger knife on the branch. This gives you a walking stick, which you're going to need to progress. So let's go back over to where we were. I went a little too far. We want to enter the forest ruins. Here, first I'm going to feed the owl. Obviously, you're building rapport with this owl, which in games like this is usually a bad sign. You can look at the statues if you want to. It's important that you do because it'll give you access to the bow tie that's on the man statue. You're going to want to take that bow tie. We're going to need it later. Like I said, we have infinite pockets, which is good because no one wants to be overburdened. Then you can shake the snow globe. It doesn't do anything, kind of like the cowboy hat and the trophy in the inside of the room, but you still want to interact with it. Then you want to go left or right. When you get to this pond, play with the water game. Then talk to the baby owl. That's optional. Anything with the owl, for the most part, except for saving it, like throwing the cup at the gator, all the rest is optional. You want to walk down to the pond and examine the toy pirate ship. If you put catfish, you can't. They like laugh at you or something. Take the foxy puppet off of the ship. We're going to need it later. And then walk back to the boulder. Now you want to use your left and right. I'm going to play with the baby owl. Again, this is optional. You don't have to, but you know, it's a baby owl. Who can resist? Let's examine the loom next. And of course, anything you see glowing orange is going to be related to a collectible, so you want to interact with it. Let's take the sewing kit. You can examine the ruins and the mannequins if you like to, but it's not necessary. Keep on going and look at the hollow stump first. You're going to find the swing bee honey bottle, and you want to take that. We're going to need it in just a minute here. Now we need to use the walking stick on the path, because this path goes up, and if you don't have a walking stick, you won't be able to go up the path. So that's why you have to break the branch with the ranger knife. Now we want to give the honey bottle to the bear. We can't approach the house while the bear is sitting there, so you have to use the honey as a distraction. Once you do that, the bear leaves, and we can safely open the cabin door. Once inside, we can feed the baby owl. You can examine the masks as well. It doesn't do anything. Tell me if that old woman looks familiar. I think she does. You can use the pizza maker, but it's not, you don't actually use it. It's just kind of like a nostalgic memory. Next, you want to talk to the old woman. She is going to bring us over to her workbench and ask us to repair the masks. So we're going to fix each one. It doesn't matter what order you go in. We're going to use the eye from the Foxy puppet in order to repair the Foxy mask. Next, we'll fix the bear mask, and this one will use the bow tie in order to fix it. So now you see why we went and collected all those items first, which you could always go back and recollect them again if you want to. Then fix the rabbit mask with the sewing kit. So if you forgot anything, you can return over to that area and collect it and come back and repair the mask. I have actually done that before, so once you're done fixing the masks, speak to the old woman again, and she will give you a baby owl mask, which, if that doesn't send chills down your spine, I don't know what will. Take it, and you can see, if you've been paying attention to the story and the lore, you can see that this Moon game is a metaphor for the real world, the real FNAF world, let's say. You can ask her about the baby owl, and she will say that it flew away. But if you happen to examine the stove, you'll see that she is clearly lying to you. Anyway, hit the more button and leave the cabin. The old woman is going to follow us. You can speak to her again and she will direct you to the cave. As you use your D-pad and go left and right, eventually when you get back to the statues, you can return to the forest path. When you do that, examine the square record that is now on the tree. It doesn't do anything, but you should examine it because it was one of the collectibles. Move over to where the cave is and you'll see eyes in the cave. So put on the baby owl mask and then enter the cave. You'll see once you do that, the moon was in there hiding and gets really sad when he sees you. Look at the owl statue, and your character has vowed to bring the baby owl back. Enter the east passage, and if you die, it will be Moon that gets you, so that's why you encounter the moon. Examine the vacuum pet. And then we want to go deeper into the cave. You can examine all the stuff that you like, but it's not necessary to get to the end. And let's be honest, this little game is long enough. Let's examine the workbench. And you want to take the toy hammer. Once you have that, you can head deeper into the cave. Of course, again, you can examine the statues and the ruins if you like. It just gives you a little bit more information about the area and a little more lore. Examine the statue when you get here, and you're going to see a little glitch here and there. I just did these in the wrong order, so I'm trying to make it as easy for you. You want to go to the north arch first. Use the toy hammer on the large crystal, and inside you'll get the left arm of the statue. Once the crystal is broken, there is a small door. Take the arm and then go through or open the small door. You can do these out of order, but just for the sake of your understanding of what I'm doing and why, I cut it and split it. When you go inside the door, you'll see a wall carving which shows left, right, right, left. This pattern is always the same. Once you look at it, you can leave and head back to the cave hub. Once you get back there, you want to place the arm on the statue. I know it says right arm and we collected the left, but I told you I did it out of order. So either way, it's all going to work out. Next, you want to enter the west arch, head deeper into the cave. And this is why picking up the star nightlight is important, because you can't go any further without it. You need the nightlight to get this far in. Examine the waterfall first. Once you examine it, you'll be able to pass through it. And once you do that, you will encounter a treasure chest. So examine it. And then the pattern that we just saw on the wall, you want to input it here. So turn the lock left, right, right, left. The chest will open, and inside will be the right arm. Take that and walk back to the ship, and then examine the pirate ship. We're going to take the fishing net from the ship before we leave. Once you take it, let's head back to the dark passage and then head back to the cave hub. Then place the arm on the statue. And enter the east arch. Look into the cave pool and use the fishing net to get something from inside of it. So pretty much everything you pick up here is useful in one way or another. We managed to pull out the head of the statue, so please take it and then head back to the cave hub to place it on the statue. Once the statue is complete, it looks as though we've been transported to the MCM. So take the ticket book from the Mr. Helpful. Once you have done that, you can examine the animatronics if you want. You can speak to, well, it's called Helper here, which it's hard to not call it Helpy. I mean, obviously it's the prototype for Helpy. Once you're done, open up the security door. And here, do not attack Jackie. Examine the crate first. And then you want to trap Jackie in the rainy day boot, which I don't really understand how that works, but I'm just going to go with it. if you attack Jackie, you'll lose, so you have to examine the crate first. Once she leaves, you can open up the birthday present and you'll find blocks inside, and of course you want to take them. And then you can enter the vent. In this room, you want to give the ticket book to Big Top. The only other thing you can do, you can examine the mannequins, but don't try to do anything else. Give him the ticket book first, and then he'll power down. You'll see the mannequins' faces change. They went from sad to happy. Go ahead and open the birthday present and take the ball. And then spin the prize wheel. Once you do that, you'll see that there are some doors that open. You'll want to enter those doors. Once that's complete, the first thing you want to do is pick up the doctor's kit in the next room. Don't try to run to the elevator. Pick up the doctor's kit first. Then you want to repair the 2 animatronics that are broken. There's an elephant and a duck. It doesn't matter what order you do these in, but they must be repaired before you try to talk to Nurse Dolly. So once that's done and those animatronics are repaired and gone, then you can talk to Nurse Dolly and she'll be happy that you fixed her friends. And when she moves, you'll get a birthday cake. So choose to look at it before you use the elevator and pick it up. Use the elevator next. And here you want to give Chica the birthday cake. Of course, she'll be happy and leave. And once she's gone, you can pop the balloons if you want. You can taste the birthday cake. Just a spoiler, it's chocolate and strawberry. But you need to open the birthday present and take the white tiger. Once that's done, climb the stairs. In here, the first thing you want to do is read the storybook. This is going to give you a little unclear instructions on what it is you need to do, but it is pretty simple. You want to open the moon box and place the ball inside of it, because the story says that he bounced the moon. Then close the box. The next one is the star box. Open it up and place the blocks inside, because the storybook says that he wrote his name in the stars. So put those in the box and then close it up. And finally, open up the snow box. And you want to place the white tiger inside of there. And that will open up the closet door. Head over to the closet. And inside, shocker, there's an upgrade machine. So this is the secret final upgrade, and this one goes much faster. It's definitely the most difficult of all of them, but not impossible. Very carefully turn all of those zeros into ones, and once you're done, you get a new upgrade and a chance to talk to the sun. Once you take the glitched permission, it will go into your data diver. So, yeah. This is what we need in order to get the secret ending, is that glitched permission. And once this is done, you're going to earn the Master Adventurer trophy for finding all of the presents and completing the Moon.exe game on the computer. So we're going to end it there. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to hit like and subscribe, and come join me in part 9 for the secret ending. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.